actually forgot to record an intro on Twitch, so I'm gonna do it here. You know, you have a confession, I have a confession, we all have secrets. I put some of my own confessions in this form, and my viewers and you watching this video have to guess which is which. Tap into the streams live every day. First confession, I gooned in school to a dog on my phone. Okay, layers. There's layers to this one. This is like an onion, bro. You just kind of gotta peel through the layers. I think you have to be arrested. Not just for gooning in school, but you are gooning to a dog. I don't know why you would have any attraction to a dog. I'm the only dog in this world that's attracted. Like I'm a dog. You know, I'm like a dog, like a gangster dog. I'm like a dog that wears gold chain. I was beating my meat because why not? Okay, that's a compelling argument. I decided to taste my nut. Rewind that, not a compelling argument. And my dad walked in, he saw the whole thing. Wait, so you were tasting your nut and your dad walked in. I feel like the process of tasting your own nut, it's got to be a little long, right? So that means your dad was just stalking and watching, waiting for you to take that first lick. Because I feel like, right, you get the splurge out, goes into the air, unless you're like, you know, like catching it like this. I don't know. That's a pretty long. I think your dad was just watching you goon. I feel like your dad was just watching you goon. I feel like you had to have been aware of that, right? With the one time when I was 5, my sister said she wanted some apple juice, so I pissed in a cup. What's the correlation? I pissed in a cup because I was mad at her. She asked why I was warm. I said I don't know. She drank it and vomited. Heart emoji. Heart emoji. Okay, first of all, she didn't say it was bad though. This is bad. Don't get me wrong, but she didn't say it was bad, which kind of supports my theory. Is piss nasty? Because I feel like you might be able to drink. Nah, shouldn't do this. Especially not, you should not do this, guys. I'm not advocating. I'm just saying, interesting thesis. You definitely are deserving of hell, though. I don't know why you would do this. So I'm 22, and I've been dealing with relationship issues. And due to that, me and my wife, 22, damn. And due to that, me and my wife had decided to not live together for a while. And me and my wife were having issues because we married young, but it turns out my wife decided she wanted to have experience before we got married and went and had sexual relations with my dad. Okay, who she said had more experience. She kept this a secret from me as well as my dad keeping it a secret from me. I found out because it turns out my dad had a journal where he wrote down all of his bodies. My dad has dementia, so he keeps a journal to make sure he remembers who he has had relations with. Okay, and my mom was cleaning his room. Once she found the journal and gave it to me, once she found the journal and in this journal was my wife, she was written down multiple times. Okay, wow, and the scores she was given went up. He had scores. Why do you have scores? Okay, every time my mom found this, took a picture and showed it to me. I found out and confronted my wife about it. She said she needed space and kicked me out of the house. She's gonna fuck your dad and kick you out of the house? I feel like, obviously, like, you shouldn't argue, but, like, I don't know, you crack my dad and kick me out of the house? I feel like this is the wrong order. I obviously couldn't stay with my dad since he cracked my wife, and since he had dementia, I don't know if he even remembers it. So he cracked your wife and he might not even know he did it. Okay, I went to go stay with my grandma and everything was fine. My grandma has some health issues, so I tried my best to be helpful. However, one day it was nighttime and I got up to get something to drink, okay? And I heard my grandma making some noise. I ignored it because I thought she was just talking to someone until when I went to the kitchen where her room is right next to and she started getting louder. And I got worried because you know she has health issues. And I got worried because it sounded like she was in pain. So I rushed to her door as she gets louder and louder and her door isn't locked. So I open it, and when I open the door, I lock eyes with her and she is masturbating. As we lock eyes, she screams and squirts everywhere. I close the door as fast as possible to go back to my room, lock the door, and go to sleep. The next morning, I wake up and go eat breakfast. I think you spelled breakfast wrong. And me and her don't say a word to each other. I get ready to go to work and leave the next day. We start talking again, but we never acknowledge what happened. This happened last year, and I'm still dealing with relationship issues. I'm in the middle of a divorce. Me and my dad haven't talked, and I haven't told anyone since. I hope I can get this weight off my chest so I can go on about life. But what's wrong with your family? Your dad's cracking your wife, and your grandma, who has health issues, is using her last days on earth to goon. I don't know what's going on with your family, but they definitely have some succubi in there. I actually don't know what to say. I usually have something, you know, witty to say. I don't know what to say. There's not, okay, I'm praying for you, bro. My craziest confession. I used to dip my ring pops in my bath water. Are you Bella Delphine? When I was a kid because it made them taste sweeter. But I'm surprised I'm not infected because I used to pee in the bath. So, is this how, like, people get into, like, drinking piss and stuff? Because I feel like you just wanted to drink. You just drank your piss. You just, like, had piss pops. You were just taking piss pops. I don't think there's much more to the story. You were peeing on your ring pop and taking it. You could say it was your bath water, but you just like the taste of your own piss. Wow, okay. In an elementary school, some random drop used condoms on the used. What happens to a condom after you use it? I don't, cause I feel like it would rip. I don't know. Maybe your dick is like 3 inches. I guess. Okay. And then dropped used condoms in the playground, then buried them. And me and my friends found them and started chasing each other with them. I remember one time, I chased my brother throughout the house with the condom he bought, and I filled it with water and I splashed it on his face. It was funny. I don't know why that was just kind of brought that back. But I played with a couple condoms in my life. It's pretty fun. Okay. My craziest confession. I've had a crush on the same woman for the past 4 years. You have a crush on someone for 4 years? That's a little bit obsessive, bro. The problem is she's friends with everyone I know and even 2 of my sisters. Okay. And I know for a fact she doesn't like me. That's not, see, if you watch my cause, yeah, it's not possible, guys. If I ever did anything about it, it would make everything very awkward. Crushed in the same one for the past 4 years. If you tell anyone, it will ruin all of your friendships. Bro, that's pretty interesting, bro. I feel like 4 years, is that even a crush, or is that like love? I don't know. It kind of depends on how well you know this person. I don't know, bro. 4 years though, at least you're consistent, you know, and at least you're consistent, guys. Okay, next one. My craziest confession. I used to goon so much, okay, that one time someone shook my hand and said they could tell I jerked off a lot because my hand was smooth because of so much lotion. I mean, I don't know if this is a compliment, because I feel like someone says I can tell you jerk off a lot. Is that like a bad thing or like a good? Because I don't jerk off. Not anymore, at least. I don't know how to feel. I feel like this is bad, but also like maybe they're saying your hand is strong. You know, maybe they're grabbing your hand and think, damn, this guy got a firm grip. He probably grips his dick all the time. But how much do you have to go to have soft hands and lotion? Because that's got to be at least like what, 5 times a day? I don't know. Every morning I wake up and my body automatically just humps the air. I don't know why, and I keep it a secret. I guess you're just like, maybe you're very sexually frustrated. I don't know. Maybe you're like mildly bisexual. Okay. I don't know. This is probably not a good thing. Because imagine you wake up one day and you just have like a 90-year-old woman sitting on top of you trying to lay down. And you just start humping the air, bro. And then boom, her head's broken and you just crush her skull. Because her skull is pretty soft, bro. Her skull is probably pretty soft, okay. You left someone on deliver for so long you die. I feel like you could, at a certain point, if you leave someone delivered for that long, maybe just admit you don't want to talk to them instead of pretending you died, guys. See, a person like me, if I don't like you and I don't want to talk to you, I'm just not going to respond. I'm not going to adjust my life around the fact that I don't like you and I have to pretend I'm dead. I'm just not going to fucking talk to you. You know what I mean? But then again, I can't talk because if I got left in delivery for so long, you better have a reason, unless you died. This was 6th grade, fresh out of elementary. How old are you in 6th grade? I thought you were like 12, no? So me and my friends went to the bathroom and told me how this 8th grader had a whole bong. A bong in 8th grade. You're getting started pretty early, bro. This is the first time I ever tried weed, so this motherfucker said take a hit in the middle of the bathroom, surrounded people. So me and him were friends, were hitting it, and he told me I just noticed the bong was you were sucking a penis-shaped bong at 6th grade. And they were fucking laughing. Well, you're hitting a penis-shaped bong, so I feel like it's pretty normal reason to laugh at someone in 6th grade, though. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say I don't really know when. There's no good time to start smoking, but like 6th grade, I just don't know. So, oh shit, D-Sign with the rate of 16 million. Okay, that's bad timing, bro. Son, I didn't say that. I was SSQ Femboy raid. Not funny. Okay. Wow, what's up? SSQ Femboy raid taking. What's up, Plub? What's up, here? What's up, Chaos? What's up, Daiho? Okay. It's actually Women's Appreciation Month, so you shouldn't say that. It actually should be die woman. No, you shouldn't say, no, you shouldn't say die. Don't die no one. That's what you call, show them the shit you made of my dick. So, me and my friend, Clay, we were talking about Charlie Kirk. And we were saying, I wonder how big Charlie Kirk's dick was, right? And I was saying, it's probably not that big. Based off his facial features, I think he probably has a little bit of a curved, small erection, because I think he would have a curvature dick. I think it's very possible. Look at his facial features and tell me this guy does not have a dick that curves, okay? And then we were like, okay, Charlie Kirk probably has a small dick. What about the Sama? So I took a picture, and I was like, based off his facial features, what dick is he has a lot of estrogen. Yeah, he has a very estrogenic face. And I was like, okay, based off Sama's facial features, what is the length of his balls? And I was thinking, you know, big nose, big mouth, small eyes, big forehead, thin eyebrows, probably not a lot of testosterone. So I was like, okay, a low testosterone ball. I think this is pretty accurate. I would say 70% accurate to what his ball sack would look like. And I think Sama trying to misconstrue this as weird is, you know, that's actually kind of racist. I think there's nothing wrong with me trying to wonder what his dick would look like. I think this is accurate. I don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen it yet. I probably will one day. But, like, I think this is probably pretty accurate. Twomp twomp. Twomp womp. Webro chill. Damn. Okay, anyway, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. I also did it for a couple other streamers. I feel like James would have a little bit of a flaccid ball sack and a long wiener. And then I think Mez season, I think he has like a little, you know, thick one on him, bro. But I don't care, bro. I don't think there's anything wrong with what I did, bro. Honestly, I stand on it. I stand on the fact that I can look at a man and see, damn, I know what size that dude's cock is. I can tell. I can look at his eyes and see, I know what kind of cock you are, bro. Okay, guys, I was gonna end, but I guess we can rate someone. You know, pass it on, bro. Like a big, just like a very large orgy. We pass it around, guys. It's like you're spreading AIDS through an orgy. You just, me, American. So thank you to everyone who showed up. I had a good stream. I will be live again tomorrow. I love you all. Your life matters. Please don't waste it. You can do literally anything if you put your mind to it, and you matter a lot. I'm live again tomorrow and the day Sunday. Join the Discord if you haven't. And goodbye.